So I was saying in the previous video how this in the Bible where it talks about in the twinkling of an eye some will be transformed, some will be taken up and some will be left behind. And this skipping of the day as well, when I was in the waiting room of the hospital, like I was feeling like like what happened to 24 hours or something like this. And I do think part of what caused this spiritual psychosis was something to do with time. I think that something occurred when I was doing the last show that I was doing with Bone Mop Company, because I was doing one of those shows with Bone Mop Company. Then I was doing my exam. I had my exam literally, or just before I had this episodic thing that was going on, and I think something happened while I was in that show that, when you jitters. I've got this it's like I keep getting all these jitters, and I've explained it to my doctor. Yeah, I said I think I've got like a tick, and I've said to them I call it a tick. I go, but it's not actually a tick, right? It's just that's my best way of explaining this thing. And what it is, it's like when your soul, like jitters, and I really think, right, this like sometimes like this jittering effect, in myself. It's like I think somewhere just before this episodic thing occurred, how to explain? I think something in me like skipped a second or skipped a beat. They've actually said this. This is based on fact, actually, what's going on with the solar system. Because they said this at the end of last year or towards the end of this year, or something like this, that time has actually, because of the movements of the solar, the Schumann resonance thing, the solar beats of the Earth that coincides with the sun, they've said that time has sped up to the point where we've sped up a couple of seconds, the time. So the 24-hour day the 24-hour day today is a few milliseconds shorter than what it used to be. And I think part of what I experienced, this spiritual psychosis episode experience thing that I had, I think it's got something to do with this, because it's like you have a timeline here and this timeline here. And I think what happened, something I said or something I did or something that happened in the ether made time speed up like this, by a few minuscule millionth of a second, right, like this. And so my timeline normal track, it's like it's got thrown off, a thrown off track like this, and then I think that's partly what's caused this spiritual psychosis. And that's why I was having these feelings like the day where I was like, what happened to the day like we've just skipped today? And where I was having this feeling like it's like my spirit was understanding this global shift that had occurred somewhere, like with the monetary system, with the global system. It's like I wasn't only just understanding it from a mental point of view, I was understanding it from a spiritual point of view. And this thing that I've been talking about, mentioning where I was feeling like when I'm inside the building, I was in the hellish realm. And when I'm outside in nature, outside with the sky above me, the green grass under my feet, I was feeling like I was in the heavenly realm. And I was talking about the money one time when I took some money out of my cash point, and the colours were so outstanding to me of the monies. And even years later, like my sister and people were joking with me that I did like the leprechauns, when the leprechaun feels lucky and he does like the lucky, he does like this in the air. I remember getting my money from the cash point, and I did that. I was outside and I went like yippee, and I did this kind of leprechaun jump, and I did that because I felt lucky, because I thought in my mind and I felt like I've made it to heaven, because I was feeling like I was one of the people who Jesus was describing in the Bible, where it says in a twinkling of an eye some will be transformed, some will be taken up and some will be left behind. And I was feeling like I'm one of the people who, in the twinkling of an eye, that change just happened and I got taken up. I know all of this is really bizarre, I know it's all really spiritual, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in 2008, spiritual psychosis, the time that I went off my head. Tune into the other videos and watch the next video. Thanks for watching.